Thank you so much for coming out today as we give an update and share our latest report related to bus patrol. Um, we're going to begin, and I'm going to bring up our Chief Operations Officer, Michael McNamara, to start us off.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. First of all, I want to share a story with you guys about how this program came to fruition. Bus Patrol came to the district and started telling a story about how many people are running the bus arm. They started giving me numbers, and I said, how are this many people running the bus arms? Isn't this one of the most egregious things you can do when you're driving a vehicle? So they kept giving me the numbers, and I looked them over, I watched the videos, thought to myself, once they gave me the details, I'm like, I couldn't believe that, So I couldn't believe that this many people were running the stop arms. So I thought to myself, how can this program actually work? So after reviewing some data from other districts, I said, let's do a pilot in Pittsburgh and see if it can work here. So after seeing the hundreds of violations and videos from the pilot, I was horrified for the students and for our bus drivers. And I knew that we had to take some action. And if you aren't horrified by the numbers in this report, you can just wait and see some of the videos we're going to show you. So Pennsylvania state law requires that motorists must stop at least 10 feet away from the school buses that have their red lights flashing and stop arm extended. But these stop arm violations caught by our school bus safety program are a sampling of the too many close calls that are happening every day with our students as they enter and exit the school bus. Again, I'm Michael McNamara, Chief Operations Officer for the Pittsburgh Public Schools. As Chief Operations Officer, the Department of School Safety and the Department of Pupil Transportation fall under my purview. I want to thank our Chief of School Police, Dina Young, and the members of our school police that are here that review these violations that are captured by the bus patrol cameras. Our school police review every violation that's captured by these cameras before the tickets are issued to the offenders. It's not an automated program where we just automatically send home tickets. We actually review them. A person looks at them and to make sure that they actually have violated the law. We also have our Director of Transportation, Megan Patton, here. Megan has heard personally from our bus carriers and drivers as they watch in terror while drivers violate the stop arm as they take students to and from school. I also must acknowledge our school board members that we have in the room, Mr. Gene Walker and Ms. Sylvia Wilson. They're here to provide support for this program as well. We also have some of our students and families here that you'll hear from, and we are very appreciative to have them here. The safety of our students is a top priority. You'll learn today the unimaginable number of violations captured by our stop arm cameras and the very serious concern these violations raise for student safety. We're grateful to the Board of Directors of the Pittsburgh Public Schools for approving the expansion of the bus patrol program to our more than 150 yellow school buses. In addition to stop arm camera, our fleet is equipped with safety features at no cost to the district or taxpayer. The technology installation and maintenance of these cameras are funded strictly by the violation revenue under a 5-year agreement. I'd now like to turn it over to Officer Kenny to talk a little bit about the violations that she sees on a daily basis.
Good morning. I'm Officer Toy Kenny. I've been with Pittsburgh Public Schools for 6 years. However, I've been in law enforcement for 33 years. And during the course of my career, this is probably one of the most passionate things I've done as far as bus patrol. As I'm one of the officers who approve videos, violators. So as I'm watching the videos, I have to take into consideration the family and the children that are trying to get on and off these buses. And it's unimaginable how many people run the bus arm, and the bus has been sitting there for minutes, and these kids have to wait on the sidewalk, dart in the traffic. So there's a lot that goes in watching the video other than just someone driving past the bus. There are times where I don't approve videos, so not every video that I watch is worthy of a citation, and it's noted. But one of the good things when I go to court is the driver sometimes acknowledge that they're aware now that this is an issue, and they slow down or they stop many feet away from the bus. So awareness is what we're trying to give to the community about this bus patrol. And be safe. You know, it's a privilege to drive in Pennsylvania. It's not a right. And to have children disembark or get on the school bus at risk is unheard of to me. So I'm glad we have this initiative here at Pittsburgh Public Schools. I'm glad to be a part of it, and it is my passion. Thank you.
All right, next I'd like to turn it over to Jason Elon from Bus Patrol to review the shocking data from the first part of the school year.
Good morning. I just would like to first begin by thanking members of law enforcement who are here with us. I want to thank the parents here as well. You know, I want to begin by just stating a statistic that does not receive enough attention that it so often needs and deserves. 43 million. That is the number of illegal stop arm violations that occur across the country every year. We are in the midst right now of a national school bus safety crisis. It is an epidemic. It is an epidemic of people failing to follow the law. And it is every day when someone does that, they are putting our kids in danger, consciously making that decision to illegally pass the stop school bus. And so that epidemic, this crisis that we're facing with nationally, is happening here right in Pittsburgh. And so the data that we're going to provide, I think, sheds a light. I want to just kind of piggyback off of what Mike said, is that, you know, the bus patrol came in as the school bus safety provider, partnering with law enforcement, partnering with the school district, beginning with the pilot program. And so Pittsburgh Public Schools, to their credit, did their due diligence, wanting to make sure that this was in fact an issue that deserved the utmost attention. And so what we found is, just in the past 6 months, from July to December, there were a total of over 9,000 technical violations of the Pennsylvania stop arm law. And I think it's important to just provide some clarity here to explain what do we mean by a technical violation. Pennsylvania, the state of Pennsylvania, much like every other state across the country, passes a law that dictates very clearly it is illegal for a motorist to pass by a school bus when that stop arm is extended. And oftentimes what happens is, as states have come to realize, the enforcement is lacking. So what did Pennsylvania do? The state of Pennsylvania decided to go one step further and say, we're going to pass a law that enables school districts like the folks here in Pittsburgh to have the option to opt into a program that would allow automated enforcement to be used as a tool to help law enforcement do their job, right? And so the school district opted in. They decided it was an issue that warranted their attention. And so where Bus Patrol comes in, we are the vendor. We are simply the entity that comes in, the technology provider that captures a technical violation showing when someone illegally passed the stop school bus. So we are merely a tool for the law enforcement folks you see here. It is ultimately at the discretion, and solely at the discretion, of the police department or the approving agency to review the evidence that's been provided to them, in this case by Bus Patrol, just as they would if they were driving around themselves on the roads and they happened to see someone illegally pass that stop school bus. We're making it a little bit easier and a little bit more efficient for them. And so I want to circle back here that what we saw over the last 6 months was, quite frankly, jarring. We captured 9,202 technical stop arm violations that occurred here in this community. It's a rate of 47.9 violations per weekday. And that amounts to nearly 1 violation per bus per day here in the community of Pittsburgh. We think that's unacceptable. We think that's outrageous. We think parents should be outraged. And this is not just an issue that's limited to the city of Pittsburgh. Last year, a child died a teenager died trying to get on the bus through no fault of their own because someone did not follow the law and stop for that school bus. And there are countless other examples that happen every day, including here in the city of Pittsburgh, where kids are needlessly put in danger because someone decides that they don't feel that they are obligated to follow the law. That's unacceptable. And this community here, law enforcement, parents, transportation directors, educators, parents, we're here to say enough is enough. So with that, thank you.
Thank you, Jason, for your remarks. At this time, I'd like to show some of the videos so we can get a real feel of what's happening out there, and you all can see exactly what we're viewing on a daily basis, and get a better understanding of what's happening out here. So, if we want to go ahead and run the video.
317, child check complete, empty bus.
Uncle Larry's at the store. He's at the store. I can go in the store because I got money. I mean, at the store.
Oh my God, this girl just got hit by No, pull over! Pull over! Pull over! Pull over! 316, a child just got hit at Marshall and Brian. A car just ran through the crossing guard and hit a child. Oh my God, not shit, I get hang up.
Just to get a little background, that was not last Friday, the Friday before. That was Marshall and Brighton Road. As you can see in that video, there was not only a crossing guard there, but there was also the bus arm and the lights were on. So that car went through. There's other videos we all watched other videos of actually what happened. We're sparing you the actual video of the student getting hit, but you can get an understanding of why we're so determined to make sure that people understand how this program works and why we want to make sure that people are following this law. We're going to show you some other videos that are not as graphic as that, but it shows a lot of close calls that we experience every day. Every one of these videos is from the city, and this is something that we're really want to make sure that everybody has an understanding of. All right, I'd like to turn it over to one of our board members, Ms. Wilson, to make a couple remarks.
Hi, everyone. The bus patrol is doing the duty for us. It is our job to make sure that our children are safe. I rode a school bus for 8.5 years, and I can honestly say I had never heard of any type of incidents where anybody passed our school buses when we were picking up students or dropping them off. It's the law, and it's very appalling to me that people feel that it's quite okay to just drive past when students are embarking or leaving the bus. I can't understand that. When you get a driver's license, that's part of the things that you learn. So, you hear about an incident or so, but to learn that there's so many in our city of Pittsburgh, we have to be sure that our children are safe. I was just sitting here thinking, we have OSHA laws. We often say, when you go to work, you don't go to work to die on your job. Well, our kids are going to school to learn and be educated. We don't expect our children to be harmed on their way to school, leaving school, just because we want to provide them an education. So I hope the message gets out there loud and clear. This is the law to stop when kids are getting on the bus and getting off. It is not something that the Pittsburgh Public Schools just decided to come up with a little slogan or an issue. It's the law, and it should be abided. We need our children to be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. I'd like to invite one of our parents, Ms. Jeffries, up to make a couple remarks as well.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't make eye contact because I'm nervous. I don't talk on mic, so. But I see this happen a lot where I live at. Like I live up East Hills where a lot of stuff ain't followed up there, like the stop signs and stuff like that. So I'm literally at a bus stop, looking at, you know what I mean, cars flying past, the children getting on the bus. So I definitely am concerned, especially when it comes to all of our kids, like literally all of them. I'm a parent for everybody's kids. Like I don't like, you know what I mean, that people think they are obligated to, you know, fly around the bus because it could be their kids, just, you know. So I think this program will actually come in handy, but it also depends on the people that, you know, are willing to follow it. 'Cause if they don't follow it, then the program would just be for nothing. So we do need everybody to literally take this serious and follow it, and, you know, hopefully everybody does that.
No. If people did follow the law the way it's been, we wouldn't even have this issue. We wouldn't have had to deal with having to wake people up to the situation that we're dealing with. We should not even have this program because it should be following the law. It should be stopping. Sitting here worrying about where the money is going, we wouldn't even be having this if people did what they were supposed to do. This is really bothering me, sitting here, all of these other little questions of what's going on and where's the ticket going and all that. If you followed the law and stopped when our kids are getting on and off the bus, we would never even have to be here. I am absolutely appalled and angered that so many of these violations are going on and somebody's trying to come up with some excuses about whether or not somebody was okay when they drove by the by the bus. Follow the doggone law, keep to the law, make sure our kids are safe. That's what we should be worrying about. We wouldn't even be dealing with any money and fines if people did what they were supposed to do. We wouldn't even be dealing with that if people did what they were supposed to do.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. I can't follow that either. I think Ms. Wilson feels the way we all feel, especially people when we're watching these videos. We just need everybody's help to bring awareness to this issue. It's a major, major problem in our city. We need help from the media. We need help from, we're going to do our stuff. We need help from families. We need help from all the drivers in the city to help keep our kids safe. That's the bottom line here. So we will continue to reach out. We will continue to inform and educate the community on this program and how to stay safe around our kids. Just remember, if you see a bus, be aware. Yellow lights don't mean let's go cruising through here. Yellow lights mean you might as well stop at a yellow light. Let's just be aware of your surroundings when you're in your vehicle. And I'd just like to thank everybody for coming out here, and that's about all we got today. Thank you.